See my time's expired. I yield back.
Ranking members recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Attorney General, do you want to respond to anything in Mr. Gates' tirade?
I think everything he was talking about was a case in another jurisdiction, an independent prosecutor. Mr. Pomerantz worked for that independent prosecutor. I don't know Mr. Pomerantz. I don't know what's in his book, but these are decisions made in another office independent of the Justice Department.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney General. Last week, as we all know, a jury of his peers convicted former President Trump on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records of the first degree. The case was brought by the Manhattan DA, so it is a state case, not a federal case. I shouldn't have to ask you this, Mr. Attorney General, but since the majority seems to be confused, can you please explain the difference between a state case and a federal case?
Yes, the Manhattan District Attorney has jurisdiction over cases involving New York state law, completely independent of the Justice Department, which has jurisdiction over cases involving federal law. We do not control the Manhattan District Attorney. Manhattan District Attorney does not report to us. The Manhattan District Attorney makes its own decisions about cases that he wants to bring under his state law.
Thank you. My Republican colleagues seem to believe that the Department of Justice is secretly coordinating the now successful prosecution of former President Trump in New York. Is there any truth to this allegation? And what is your response to this allegation?
The case in New York is brought by the Manhattan District Attorney independently on his own volition and on his own determination of what he believed was a violation of state law.
Mr. Attorney General, 2 weeks ago, this committee took the extraordinary step of holding you in contempt. I want to make some things clear for the record. Since 2022, when the chairman took over the committee, the Department of Justice has produced over 92,000 pages of documents and made 25 employees available for interviews. We've run the numbers. This is more than double the number of documents and exponentially more witnesses than the Trump administration's Department of Justice produced to this committee in 4 years. And with respect to the actual audio recordings sought by the majority, the Department of Justice has produced full and complete transcripts of the conversations memorialized by these recordings. Is that correct?
It is.
There's been an allegation that the transcripts might have been altered in some way. Is there any truth to that allegation?
There's no truth to that. The senior career official in the department, in a declaration he filed under oath, stated that he had compared the audio to the transcript, and that it is an accurate, transcript is accurate with the exceptions of us and ahs and repetitions of words like I and and. And he consulted with Mr. Hur, the special counsel, and with the FBI agents in the room who agreed that who created the transcript and who agreed that it was an accurate transcript.
Thank you. One more question. Mr. Attorney General, throughout the 118th Congress, Republicans have made bogus allegations claiming that the Justice Department has been weaponized. Most recently, there was an allegation that the FBI was authorized to, quote, kill the former president. What impact does this type of rhetoric have on the career prosecutors and law enforcement agents at the Department of Justice?
This is dangerous. It raises the threats of violence against prosecutors and career agents. The allegation is false. As the FBI has explained, the document that's being discussed is our standard use of force protocol, which is a limitation on the use of force and which is routinely part of the package for search warrants and was part of the package for the search of President Biden's home as well.
So when former President Trump alleges that this was an assassination attempt against him, he is not telling the truth, either knowingly or, as is often the case with him, unknowingly.
I'm just saying that the allegation is not true. This is our standard use of force policy, which limits the use of force that agents can use. It is used as a routine matter in searches. That was a court-authorized search, and it accompanied that package as it routinely does.
Thank you. So in other words, when former President Trump makes that allegation, he is either deliberately or, as is often the case, not knowing what he's, either deliberately lying or, as is often the case, not knowing what he's talking about. Thank you. I yield back.